Trials of Osiris bow, the Whistler's Whim, is incredible. Word on the street is that it's terrible, but do not listen to the crowd on this one. They are going for the wrong perk. Kill clip. I'm not even kidding. It could be my favorite bow in the game right now. Let's get into it. I had high hopes for Whistler's Whim when I saw what new weapons were coming with Trials of Osiris this weekend, and it met all those expectations. It came with some quirks that you have to follow along with and understand before it feels great with the perks it offers, but once you understand the bow, it will do a ton of work for you. It's to the point where it will get thrown into my normal rotation of primaries for the Crucible, and I'm going to tell you why. Give you my thoughts on what stats and perks to look for in both PvE and PvP, and if it's worth equipping in any mode in Destiny 2. Heads up, it is. At the beginning of my Trials weapon preview video last week, I mentioned to leave a comment on what perks you were looking for on the weapons before watching the video. If your thoughts have changed since then, I'd love for you to leave your thoughts in the comments again, or simply write a comment on what weapon you'd like me to review next. It lets me know where everyone's head's at for these videos, and it helps other people find my videos when you interact with it. So thank you so much for continuing to do that. Seriously, it means the world. Okay, on to Whistler's Whim and its place in Destiny 2. This is a lightweight bow, which immediately has turned several people off to it. I'm gonna blow the lid off of why everyone is wrong about this thing, so stick with me, but let's show why everyone thinks it's bad. Lightweights have felt pretty terrible for a good while due to their low accuracy and low body shot damage. I actually experimented quite a bit with lightweight bows 2 seasons ago, and it's one of the reasons Whistler's Whim was really exciting to me. Not because I had a good experience with lightweight bows, but because I wanted so badly for them to work and they just all felt so terrible. I was trying them out because, as many of you know, in Season 15 I made the personal challenge to become the #1 Rumble player in the world. Now, I completed that challenge, one of the craziest things I've ever done. We'll never forget that. But lightweight bows were a failed experiment of that journey. During the grind, I realized speed was everything, and lightweight weapons became a huge priority. For those who don't know, there are 2 things that increase your actual running speed in Destiny 2. It's not the mobility stat. It's either lightweight weapons or an exotic movement bonus like Stompies, Transversive Steps, or Dune Marchers. You can combine these 2 things together, but nothing in the game makes you go faster than those 2 things combined, even your speed boost from Arc 3.0. That is the same as 2 movement boosts added together. You just have a screen effect added in, so it makes it feel like you're going faster. My point in saying all this is that lightweights in and of themselves are extremely valuable. I feel like I'm running in the mud without them now, and I guarantee if you start running with them, you will too. Now, the problem with lightweights in general is that there aren't that many great ones. The ones that come to mind are lightweight SMGs or shotguns, but outside of that, everything requires you to be really accurate to win your fights. They just aren't the best weapons out there for time to kill values. Take my lightweight Farewell sidearm for example, which I absolutely love, and several have messaged me about asking what sidearm is it because it just looks so slick, but it just is not optimal in any way. All this leaves a hole in what's available to you because SMGs and shotguns are both close range weapons, and those are the only lightweights that are truly great. So that's what got me looking into lightweight bows. I tried the Scouts, the Pulses, it just didn't do it for me, and unfortunately the bows didn't either. So let's take a look at them. Just look at the difference between the 20 to 30 range accuracy stats of lightweight bows as a whole versus the 60 to 70 accuracy stats of precision bows. It's no wonder people like precision bows better. And with the damage, I think there's 2 things going on here. In both PvP and PvE, you need to hit headshots to be successful and provide a good amount of damage to capitalize on your faster draw speed you have over precision frames. But it's a funny place to be to not have the accuracy to hit those headshots consistently. On top of that, the second thing here is that reload speed for knocking your arrows and draw speed are mixed together for a user experience that requires perfect trigger pulls to maximize your damage. Now that alone is complicated enough in PvE to use a precision with great perks for more consistent damage, but in PvP, you also have to add in positioning, aiming, and teamwork, and it's just a lot to balance. And if you aren't perfect, you're hitting only 86 damage a body shot, which puts you pretty close to an incredibly slow 2-second time to kill by the time you reload and draw all these arrows. And why not just throw on Le Monarch and call it a day? Well, Whistler's Whim changes the formula completely. mainly with the perks, but also with the stats. If you dive in, you'll immediately notice it has a higher accuracy stat than any other lightweight bow at 38. The second highest is Arsenic Bite at 32, but all the rest are in the 20s, so that's a great start. The other stat that can really matter is aim assist. Unfortunately, Whistler's Whim's aim assist value is on the low side at 74, but aim assist is one of those values that's easy to bump up between 15 to 25 points more using armor or weapon mods. Keep in mind, this will have an adept version, so we'll be able to utilize things like the adept targeting mod that usually gives us a nasty minus 15 stability, but that doesn't matter as much for both, so you could add extra aim assist that way too. There's more to the adept part, and I have suggestions for the string and shaft too, but let's get to the good stuff first. We've established it has good accuracy stats, but we need to talk about the part that is absolutely insane. The perks. One perk in particular, Gutshot Straight, it changes all of this. The reason this archetype feels bad is because you have to hit precision shots, and precision shots on bows with low accuracy feels bad. But Gutshot Straight gives you a 20% damage buff to your body shot damage while aiming down sights. In the Crucible, which is where I'm going to start with this thing, this brings the body shot damage from 86 to 103, allowing you to 2-shot body shot any resilience level. This is so forgiving. It takes peak shooting to a whole other level. Imagine if you had a constant 2-tap body shot from a hand cannon. That would be crazy, right? If you're peak shooting with a bow, that's essentially what you have here. Now, there are some quirks, and here's how it works. You have to aim down sights before you start drawing your bow to get the Gutshot Straight damage to proc. It really messed me up at first because I pre-charge, or, well, pre-draw everything like I would a fusion rifle. You can't do that here, so I had to relearn how to use the bow. Once I retrained myself, it was amazing. It really all came together with the movement boost from it being a lightweight and the forgiveness of a 2 body shot kill. I'm seriously impressed. It's going to be my go-to for longer range map to pair with glaives, fusions, and shotguns. I just can't believe that people are calling this thing bad before trying it out. It was even the roll to purchase from rank ups, a Gutshot rangefinder combo, and people still re-rolled it until they got kill clip and they just went and tried that out. Okay, let's get into that real quick. Kill clip. It's really cool to have kill clip on a bow, and it's probably my favorite way to use it in PvE because it just naturally procs for you and does 33% more damage. But it is not the play in the Crucible. It's unfortunate that it has become the crux of other reviews tearing this weapon down when Gutshot Straight is waiting to be discovered. Very simply, we already discussed how hard lightweights are to use at base, so getting precision hits without any perks is rough as it is. And then on top of that, kill clip does not one-shot kill. It doesn't, without an extra buff. It's just way too many hoops to jump through to get your one shot off when a precision bow with harmony can do it immediately. Granted, up to a certain resil, but there are ways to stack that boost with empowering buffs, as I showcased in my quick charge mod guide, that are so much easier than stacking stuff with kill clip on Whistler's Whim. Why put yourself through all this trouble for a trick shot that is so difficult? I can't emphasize this enough. In PvE, kill clip felt great. Now, is it better than a super fast firing successful warm-up and Archer's Tempo precision frame bow combo that you can craft with enhanced perks with the under your skin bow? Probably not. But it is cool to get some free extra damage for hardly any effort at all. The problem for me in PvE with this is that it works best with having low-level mob enemies around, and that is most effective in low-end content. However, in low-end content, I'm usually using abilities or weapons that blow large groups of adds up instead of using something like a bow, so it just feels in a weird spot. I'm not sure why you would choose to run this over under your skin other than for the ease of use. Okay, I mentioned successful warm-up and Archer Tempo perks, and those exist here too, but they are unfortunately in the same perk column. This leaves you in a weird spot for Whistler's Whim if you're going for speed over damage. It feels like even a precision bow with that combo would end up being faster than a lightweight, so I don't think speed is the play here, especially with the combo of the precision required with the accuracy problem we mentioned earlier. Successful warm-up felt super fast on this thing in PvE, but I still felt like the action of reloading the arrow and everything that's required, they're just better mob clearing options. And if you want high damage, you should just go with a precision bow. Adrenaline Junkie and Swash are going to be about the same as Kill Clip. I would actually place them a bit higher in PvP than Kill Clip with how difficult it is to use this bow at base. At least then I could get a melee kill, get radiant, and then one-shot headshot. Much easier than using this thing with Kill Clip at base. But even then, I still think biting wins with Swashbuckler would be more worth your time for that if you can get one. Opening shot could help with the accuracy problems too, but why when you have Gutshot? I'm gonna keep harping on it, but doing over 100 damage on a body shot, why use anything else? I'm serious. I do have some interesting suggestions for the first column after playing around with it. I thought that rangefinder was going to be the go-to for me for the extra stickiness on my shots since lightweights struggle with accuracy, but I found the extra zoom with rangefinder to actually be kind of frustrating. I use the bow on the go a lot for the mobility, and I felt like the extra zoom just threw me off. I know it's a small thing, but it wasn't as much of a go-to for me after that. So that leaves me with the main one I think I will suggest to absolutely anyone, moving target. Moving target lets you stray faster while ADSing and gives you an extra 10 aim assist while ADSing. This pairs with Gutshot Straight really well since you have to aim down sights for that perk too, and it helps one of the downsides of this bow out, the aim assist. Moving target puts it aligned with the rest of the lightweight bow's aim assist values, and so it's hard not to put this perk as the #1 option you're going to want to go for. Tunnel Vision and Killing Wind are both great alternatives for extra accuracy and all-around stat boosts. And what's cool about Tunnel Vision is it procs as soon as you load another arrow. You don't have to wait for a crazy reload like you would on a normal weapon. You just keep using the bow as normal. For PvE, I'd look at Cornered or Thresh. One if you want more super energy, one if you want to fire slightly faster in mobs of enemies. I thought I would want Rapid Hit here to combine it with Kill Clip, and I got that roll, but it doesn't make a huge difference if you already have at least one reload mod on. If you don't want to waste your armor slot, sure, Rapid Hit could be a fine companion to Kill Clip. Alright, let's talk which string or shaft you want to look for, since there are some quirks here too. I actually didn't know about this before diving into lightweights for this review, but there is a number that draw time will bottom out at if you hit it. And you hit it really quickly with just one string type. Elastic String will bring your draw time to the floor at 500. You cannot go faster than this. Unless using a perk like Successful Warm-Up or Cornered, which both rely on a multiplier rather than a static number change. Your draw time masterwork does not take this number further, so once you hit 500, you don't need a draw time masterwork. The one thing I need to mention that can potentially make it slightly faster is the Vice Stinger origin trait the Whistler's Whim comes with. It randomly procs on a hit, not on a kill, so it will make your draw time slightly faster, and I mean slightly faster. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna run Alacrity or Vice Stinger yet after playing around with both, but I'm leaning towards Alacrity because the benefits are just so massive when it activates. If you play 6s, then Vice Stinger for sure will be your go-to. Back to the strings. So there are two ways I'd recommend for this first column. You could run Elastic String and then run Accuracy Masterwork to get that accuracy back that you lost. So you're as fast as you can draw and keeping the same accuracy. Or you can do what I think is the better option and run Polymer String and a draw time masterwork, which will place you at the same fast draw time as earlier, 500, but leave you with higher accuracy at 43. Not bad. For the shaft, Fiberglass Arrow Shaft feels like the no-brainer here, as it takes some stability but adds 15 accuracy, which brings you to 58 using the Polymer String setup I mentioned. So fully decked out recommendations. For the Crucible, my #1 pick is going to be Draw Time Masterwork with Polymer String and Fiberglass Arrow Shaft. Then I'm going for Moving Target with Gutshot Straight. Killing Wind and Tunnel Vision will be my backups here. I do have a Tunnel Vision Gutshot Straight roll that I like a lot, and I would highly recommend that. For PvE, I liked Kill Clip. I did. I just don't like continually pulling and holding down the trigger for PvE content. It's just not my thing. I like using the space magic. So that's kind of the end of the story here for me. I would recommend the Kill Clip roll over speed options like Successful Warm-Up or Archer's Tempo just because there are other bows that can do speed and damage better. I did run my Kill Clip one through a solo Legend Lost Sector and it was good. I just felt like I could have used something better, but it did fine. But I hope that this deep dive did more than fine for you and you'll consider subscribing and staying with us as we review all things Destiny 2. Leave a comment if you're new, I'd love to hear from you. If you're interested, I'll put one of the recommended videos as the Harmony one-shot bow build with quick charge to showcase some real crazy bow damage stacking, much preferred over the kill clip roll we talked about here. But thank you for joining me on this one. Gutshot Straight, it's amazing, get it. Until next time, GG.